just the capsule shape.
Yeah.
As opposed to the round. So nipple and dimple, completely variant upon diet, right? With ungulate scat, and so what makes you know how sometimes we'll get these super hard pellets, and then sometimes we get soft squishy pellets, and sometimes we'll get soft squishy pellets that have actually clumped together in logs. Sometimes you get sort of just amorphous splatters, and what is creating all of that?
Moisture and fiber.
Moisture in the diet, right? So succulent, more succulent stuff. The woodier it gets, the more pellet shape you have. That's why you've got winter scats that last longer than you do spring and summer scats, or depending on green up, whenever that occurs. Of course, green up occurs differently in deserts and stuff. You might get rainfalls in November, December, and all of a sudden you have these seed crops bursting up, and all of a sudden your ungulates down there are creating soft, gushy spring scats that we would call in other northern forests. But kind of cool stuff. What was I going to say about all that? There was certain
Nipples and dimples.
nipples and dimples. So scat
Rabbits.
shape, of course, changes entirely according to diet.
So I got a question. Have you ever heard of people tasting the scat to try to determine what the deer's been eating? So that's an old-timey sort of deal people do. They say if it's really bitter, that means they've been eating a lot of acorns.
Yeah.
So you can taste it, and well, it's like, oh, they're in the acorn patch. I know where a bunch of acorns are, and it's where you go hunt.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've
Do
never...
they taste the real sloppy, squishy
Yeah.
I've seen it done, but never done it myself, because I was like, that's good for you to know that, but
You can tell me.
I would say, I think using your nose would be a better call.
Yeah.
But and that's definitive, especially in urine. That can be kind of cool when they're eating lots of willows. Say elk urine changes in nature when they're munching willow buds or aspen buds. So some of that bitterness could. Anyways, yeah.
Do you want to contrast that with this rabbit?
Yeah, so rabbits being much more spherical as opposed to having that tubular, segmented, blockier shape. Yeah. And other kind of fun ungulates to think about. It can take 4 days for something that they've eaten to actually process through because of that whole ruminant process, which is pretty neat. I think there was something I was going to say. No, I can't remember what it was. It's all good.
Rabbits, were you going to talk about like that they eat their own?
Saprophagia.
So, yeah, so like that's one of the reasons you see the differences? I mean, amongst rabbits?
I don't know if that's because they're lots of things ingest their first scat, and they have different shapes. So I don't know that necessarily lends to the morphology of the scat as much as just the digestive system does, and how it works. Rabbits lay one scat at a time. For the most part, they're laid singly. So I mean, they can obviously have a little pile, but usually it's a process as opposed to a big dump of pellets. So when you do see areas where there are a ton of jackrabbit scats, say, or cottontails where they've been mowing things down, it's evidence of actual time spent in there. Whereas, you know, a deer can just drop a whole bunch.
So speaking of the piles, so I know with swamp rabbits, I've always been told that if you see a pot, like on a stump, if you see a pile of swamp rabbit poop, you know, it's a signpost behavior.
Yep.
So is that just swamp rabbits, or is that a lot of other rabbit species, or?
Nope, it seems to be really particular to swamp rabbits. You guys could talk more to that. What I can say from my own experience is that that's one of the things that when I first came down into these next to the world with swamp rabbits, I was really excited to see, because you're like, oh, that is so cool. And you on occasion can get accidental. You know, you might have a jackrabbit somewhere on a boulder that for whatever reason did that, but it's not a behavioral thing like it is with swamp rabbit. So, anything to add on
It's
that?
just swamp rabbits, except I don't know about marsh rabbits. So marsh rabbits are in far south Alabama, right? And I just don't know if maybe they do that.
I haven't know either.
How closely related species is that?
Well, they're They're both civilagus. They're both, yeah.
Well, so is cottontail.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just giant.
So I just can't remember if I've read that marsh rabbits do that also. But they might, because they're very similar habitat. Both, you know. Yeah. So